Hello, guys. Hello, hi guys. How you guys doing? I hope all of you guys are doing well. It's been a while, so I want to talk to you about something very important. What else we have going on? It's election, like the election cycle, right? So I wanted to come and talk to you about, and who I'm talking about, not only Black women, because I don't want it to feel like that, and you do see it that somehow women feel like women, mothers, Black women feel like there's a heavier burden on you to make sure that you live in a world that your children live in a world that's safer and more prosperous for you and your children. And the nature of you being a woman probably has that in you, but it shouldn't be left up to you only. So I want to have a conversation. How can you make sure that you not only survive this election cycle, but how can you thrive? I know even me looking at the TV, you may be feeling overwhelmed, stressed out, because it's only one thing, and I don't know why. We seem to have a perpetual cycle of election in the U.S. It doesn't happen in other places like this, at least not that I know of. So you may be feeling overwhelmed, stressed out, and like the weight of the world is on your shoulder because you worry about your children, the future of your family. What do women care about? It's security for your family, that your family is well fed, that you live in a secure place, that you don't have to worry about what's going to happen tomorrow. So, but I want to remind you, no matter what's going on outside of you, that mindful self care is not just a luxury. Use it as your superpower. So I want to talk to you about how do you tap into how your brain works to make sure that you not only survive but you thrive. That can prevent you feeling overwhelmed, stressed out, and sometimes you have to step away from things. It's boundaries, right? So I want to remind you that using mindful self-care, taking care of your mind, body, and soul, don't leave yourself in second, and remind yourself that you can control what's inside of you and what's outside. Once you can control what's going on, what you're feeling inside, then the rest is easier. And that's how I think that it's how I think you should combine mindful self-care and voting. That can be a powerful way, regardless of the result of the election. You, I, we all will be fine. What I say is that if we all practice, and the rest of us practice mindfulness, that's preventing your brain from becoming overwhelmed by elevated cortisol, the stress hormone. Because once it's elevated, then that's when irritability, feeling overwhelmed, not being able to seek to have clarity. That's basic science. Make sure that you incorporate mindfulness, mindful self-care. You can do deep breathing. If you do it 10 times, it lowers your cortisol level. The point is that the reason why that's important is because if you leave your cortisol level, your stress hormone, chronically elevated for more than 24 hours, medicine, we're not telling you that. Actually, what we know is actually literally taking blood away from your vital organ. What I say is that if you the difference between your brain, your tissues is relaxed or rigid, which one, what happens to the blood vessels? So when your tissue is rigid, it constricts your blood vessels, right? But when it's relaxed, it dilates and it allows more blood flow. Blood flow brings oxygen. That's the source of life to allow you to have clarity in your brain, because that's what we're talking about. That everything starts and ends when ends with your brain. So to this election cycle, when you're about to feel overwhelmed, stressed out, make sure that you continue to practice mindful self-care. You pray. Praying is a form of it. That you drink water, take care of your mind, body, and soul by actively doing mindful self-care in the form of deep breathing, visualization. Anytime you take 5 to 20 minutes away, 5, 10, 20, 15 minutes away from the hustling, bustling of life, to calm your nerve down, to slow down, like they say, to smell the flower, it lowers your cortisol level. And that is very powerful in helping you to have clarity, to be able to make the decisions that you need to make for you and the rest of your family. Okay. So I wanted to also let you know that my contribution to making sure that this place, this great place that you and I are living in, we sometimes we take it for granted, that it stays that a vibrant democracy. A lot of times we don't realize, we take for granted that democracy is very fragile. Freedom without there's no freedom without democracy. Okay, so my contribution to that, I am creating a film with my cousin and I to basically to link a good, vibrant society with mental health awareness. What I'm trying to say is that they go together. Okay, the brain is what produces good behaviors. That's what produces bad behaviors, irritability, violence. We take it for granted that there are places in the world where people cannot even get out. Honestly, what they are raping women and children, that society has gone down so in depravity that we take it for granted. Guess what? It happened to where I came from. Okay. My parents left Haiti because it has descended into depravity. Where now, for the past 3 years, we probably don't want Haitian. We probably don't want to say that. A lot of us don't, of Haitian background. We know what's going on. They're raping children, burning people. That's what happened when society doesn't practice mindfulness. We can say, there are a lot of complications why that happens, but in the end, it's human brain. It can happen here too. It can happen to us, but it doesn't have to. If you and I will make sure we practice mindful self-care, and just as important, make sure that you practice self-kindness and extend compassion, kindness to the person next to you, regardless of the political ideology, regardless of the political leaning. We have more in common than we have in differences. So what I want you to do, I have this film I'm creating. The title is Shattered Foundations, A Democracy's Reckoning. If you look at my website on Facebook, you'll see it. I would like for you to support what I'm doing. The goal is to use the money. I'm doing crowdfunding, to use the money to do pre-production, production, and post-production, including advertising and marketing. Okay. The goal is to bring awareness that if all of us maintain our brain health, we can live forever in a great place in stable democracy. But guys, it is not guaranteed that that will stay. How do I know? A lot of us who came to this country, our parents came to this country, it's because the countries where we came from, like in the Caribbean, like Haiti, situations are very unstable. It comes from human brain. Okay. So I wanted to remind you, the way you prevent yourself from being stressed out this election cycle and beyond is to go deeper into mindful self-care. Make sure you don't leave yourself last. Make sure you drink water. And also combine mindfulness with self-compassion and compassion for others, regardless of the political leaning. We have more in common than we have in differences, right? Then make sure that you create boundaries for yourself and things that do not give you joy. That way, regardless of the results of this election, it doesn't matter if you and I are practicing mindfulness, self-compassion. I know then the worries about the future for your children, for you, how do we live in a stable society? That doesn't happen if you and I are taking care of your brain health. Okay. So I'll leave you with that. And please support and invite others to go on Indiegogo to, if you get $10, you get a digital copy of the film when it's finished. My goal is to finish it right around the election, a few days before, after. And if you give $20, you'll get a digital copy with credit. Your name will be credited. Okay. So I'll leave you and have a good day. Remember to practice mindfulness, to incorporate. That's the way you keep the brain from being overwhelmed and stressed out, and to have clarity, so you can not only survive, but you can thrive. I'll see you. Take care. Bye. And send me comments and suggestions And I'd like to know how you're feeling, how you're dealing with this election cycle. And we can talk about it if you feeling overwhelmed and stressed out. See you. Take care. Bye.